And good morning. It's Black Friday. Woo, be careful if you're out and about this morning. It is cold if you have not cranked up your car. If you're headed somewhere, make sure to do so now. If you're at home, you might want to do that before your feet hit the floor. 29 as you're waking up. We'll look at temperatures all across the state here in just a few moments, but it's chilly. Our high today is going to be drastically different from what we've been having, as we're going to hit about 54 is what we're expected today. Wow, chilly, to say the least, isn't it? Without a doubt there. We got a full house coming in here in just a little bit. I hope you'll join us for the morning show as it gets underway at 7. Big thank you to WMOX Radio who are joining us now across the airways. We appreciate that, as always there. As I said, cold. We've got all those details up and coming in just a few moments as we make our way into this Black Friday. Seen several pictures from Philadelphia. Hadn't seen anything from the Meridian area just yet, but we'll get into all of that as we begin today. Let's go get our word of the day from First Baptist out at Collinsville.
Hey, I hope your Thanksgiving day was a blessing and that your hunt today for deals on Black Friday is fruitful. All week long here at Change Begins in You, we've been focusing on things that we're thankful for. And as we wrap up Thanksgiving week today, I'm thankful for a secure hope in Jesus Christ. I wonder, do you ever feel scattered in your life? Man, I do. As a husband of a very outgoing and active wife, a father of 5 children who are involved in all sorts of good things, and a pastor of a church with several hundred people, my life often feels scattered. Sometimes I feel like I'm running in every direction, and I'm sure you can feel the same way. But in 1 Peter 1, Apostle Peter has a word that helps settle us, compose us, steady us. He's writing to people who were literally scattered. These were believers spread all over the region we know today as Asia Minor and the nation of Turkey. It was primarily persecution that had dispersed them throughout the land. And with the following words, the apostle spoke hope into this scattered people. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. According to His great mercy, He has caused us to be born again to a living hope. Beloved, they had a living hope. And so do we. Not wishful thinking, but a confident expectation rooted in Christ's resurrection. Because He lives, our hope breathes. Because He conquered death, our future shines with certainty. But notice what secures this hope. Not our grip on God, but His grip on us. He says we have an inheritance that is imperishable, undefiled, and unfading, kept in heaven for you. 3 negatives declaring one positive truth. Nothing can corrupt what God's prepared for us. And the security doubles as He points us to the fact that our inheritance is kept in heaven while we are guarded through faith by God's power. So heaven protects us until we get there. This isn't blind optimism. It's blood-bought assurance. Your circumstances may be uncertain. Your destiny, though, is sealed. Your present may be scattered, but your future is rock solid. So thank God today that in Jesus Christ, your hope isn't fragile or fading. It's alive, anchored in resurrection power, and absolutely secure. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. As always, I hope you did enjoy that message. As I looked around the state, let's go over to Doc's Toyota Radar. That's the coldest I've found in Mississippi. Ashland, Mississippi. You'll have to go all the way due north and make it almost to Tennessee to find that. But roughly about 23 there as we go to that state line there near Collierville, Tennessee. Iuka, those areas still chilly this morning, but as you go to Philadelphia, about 28 this morning if you're standing in line to get into somewhere. Hopefully you've made it there by now. As we look at around the Louisville area, we're somewhere right around 30. Noxapater in those areas. As you get back into Meridian again, it's going to be somewhere right around 29 is what we're looking at throughout most of the Meridian Lauderdale County area. As we go west, we'll see 29 in Hickory. Over in Scott County, not getting a reading as we go to Smith County, we're around 30. So it gives you a general idea of what we've got this morning as you're waking up and headed out. 54, the best we'll get out of that thermometer by this afternoon. And we'll give you all the details of best hunting times here in a little bit. Oh, I see Gilbert's already in the deer stand this morning. Nippy. I just can't take it those without my heater anymore. I've become dependent. Happens the older you get. You like warmth and comfort, or at least I do. Mark, good morning. 28 where you are today. Alan, good morning. Mark, so many of you joining us. Let's see what's happening around America. We've got a few stories. Now, again, everything is kind of quiet. And I hate to use a Q word, as they say, but it is mild across most of the area this morning. As we get over Thanksgiving, most people have been kind of calm and eating and been good. That's best of all there. We do see that, look at here, 26 days, 17 hours, and 23 minutes until Christmas Day. Can y'all believe that? Less than a month away now. We'll do the countdown and keep up with it as it gets nearer. We go to Louisiana for our first story this morning. A Louisiana man that was on death row. He's been sitting there for nearly 30 years. His conviction has been overturned. DNA saying that he's innocent. He was accused of taking the life of his then girlfriend's child, who was about 2 years old. Says he didn't do it, remained that he was innocent through the years. Attorneys have cleared him. He's out on bail now. They hope to resolve this. Good luck to him. Hate to see any innocent man or woman spend any time behind bars. Are you ready for smart glasses? Tech companies are betting on this, that'll be the next big thing. And what I mean by that is glasses that have cameras that you can take a picture in. You can actually Google the internet with a pair of glasses. And I don't know how to use any of that. I do good to use my phone sometimes. But glasses are going to be on the table for that. They started out about 8 years ago at $1,500. It didn't sell. They're getting cheaper with this. Somewhere around $500 to $600 is what I saw. Maybe it will work this time. We shall see. As we look at other big stories that are happening this morning, we'll just leave that. That's not even worth repeating there. We have a horrible accident that happened in Colorado. Have you ever heard of Faith Winter? And I have to be honest, I had not heard of her until this morning. She is a representative, District 25 there in Colorado, the state Senate. This is what she looks like. Maybe you've seen her on television before. She was killed tragically in an auto accident on the freeway. How horrible it was. Multiple cars caught up in that. It was just south of Denver where that accident happened. We pass along condolences to her family members. She was dating someone. She was divorced, had a couple of kids. We hate to see that for anyone. This next guy, I'm not much of a golfer, so you have to help me when it comes to golfers' name of who's famous and who's not, but a guy named Fuzzy Zoller. He won the 1984 U.S. Open Championship. He has passed away at the age of 74. Condolences to his family as well. So who's in the lead for president in 28? It's coming. It'll reach here. On the Republican side, we look at two names. The second one, they're trying to bluff you. J.D. Vance still holds it. He's gone anywhere from 24% leading all the polls to 22 to 18. Now, the second closest person on that is Don Jr. I like Don Jr., but I don't think he's presidential material. I would see Eric or his sister before him. But that's what the polls are saying. And a lot of you they write these articles to where you'll think less of J.D. He seems to be a well-spirited. I'll have to talk to my guys that deal with this more on a day-to-day basis. Michael Ted is here. He may know more about it. Drugs, I don't know a lot about it. Slowly learning there. But as I brought up, and I brought this story up because it involves J.D. Vance. Why? Now, I've never read the book, Hillbilly Elegy, nor have I seen the movie. But apparently a bunch of criminals liked it so much that they used the book to soak it in drugs and then sneak it into a jailhouse. Now, again, I don't know much about drugs, but what good does a book soaked in drugs do you? How do you extract that? You smoke the book? What do you do?
You soak it in a substance and it'll pull.
You soak it in a substance and it pulls the drugs out?
Alcohol and pull that out, and then you can heat the substance and get the alcohol off of it, you're left with drugs.
Odie knows way too much about this. I think he just developed a steal over there. When he comes on at 7, I'm going to get him to explain that again, because I got lost there about the time you fired up the cooker. I honestly did not know that you could soak paper with drugs. I had no clue. There's probably more drugs floating around in front of me, and I don't even know it. My, oh my. The blaze in Hong Kong, the fire. Have you seen that? The pictures of that high rise? The death toll at 128 now. God rest their souls from that horrible accident happening there. And I have to be careful when I watch headlines when it deals with major news stories. Now, sometimes they don't edit them quite like they should be. They'll use words you shouldn't use. This is a prime example of this as we look at where Trump is threatening land strikes on Venezuela at this point. Says he's going to put a stop to these drugs one way or the other. Sometimes it really, you wish they would do things like that in America. Just end it. Everybody's got so many rights, or criminals have got more rights than the landowner does now. They can actually break in your house and get hurt and sue you. What has happened? Our judicial system needs an overhaul, kind of like Robert Redford did. Somebody help him out there. Now, I have never understood how someone gets along with this. I've been married some 35 years now. This guy is 74, 75 years old. He's the ex-Google CEO. And his mistress is mad at him. And she's taking him to court. Key word here. His wife of 45 years says they have an open marriage. Somebody explain this to me. It ain't adding up here. Now his girlfriend's suing him because he kept video of her. He was the head of Google. Did you not think that he wasn't going to follow you and see what you were doing? But he was married at the same time. Something ain't right here. And he wonders how he got in trouble. We could explain, but I'm not sure as smart as he is, he would understand it. We'll leave it at that. Horrible news as America, you most likely saw this yesterday. Sarah Breckstorm has passed away. She was 20 years old. She's one of the National Guard 2 that were shot in Washington, D.C. Tragedy. Tragic. What do you say to her family? The other gentleman is 24 years old. He's still on very treacherous ground if he'll make it or not. As we learn more about this guy that did this, have you seen the pictures of him? He's an Afghan national. He was brought in when Biden abruptly left Afghan. He's an Afghan national. Excuse me there. He brought with him 5 children and a wife. The United States taxpayers have been paying for their food, their shelter, their benefits, all of this. And I don't know what this means because I don't speak Afghan or any of these other languages. I've heard it several times. What does, when they go to screaming Allah Akbar, what is that? Allah, is that?
Something praise to Allah or something.
Some guy named Allah. Okay. I don't quite understand that either, but I hear it a lot that they do that. It's American soil, y'all. They are going to be cutting off immediately anyone coming in from third world countries. Stopped, 0, and they're going to go back and look at green cards of everybody. And they should.
It means the great Allah.
The great Allah.
Or the exalted great one.
Or the exalted great one, as we Googled that.
How did you know how to spell it, though?
As Michael Ted pointed out. That's pretty good. How did Odie know how to spell that? We don't know.
AI.
AI. Oh, boy. Morning. That gives us an insight to what these people think. And again, our streets are full with this all across America. A lot of them mean to bring you harm, and that's what they've done in this situation. Can we say burr Yeah, it's cold right now, 29. We'll be right,
So you're on a bicycle up here.
we'll be right back with your weather forecast. Y'all stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
On a hot day chasing crime in Meridian, to make a man thirsty, there's no better way than an ice-cold Coca-Cola to quench your thirst.
Or an ice-cold Diet Coke if you prefer that flavor.
No matter where you're at, stop by a local store and support that store and Meridian Coca-Cola. They're supporting us every day.
The Scotty Ray Report studio is sponsored by Environment Masters, providing hassle-free heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical services since 19.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
As we look at our record highs and lows in 2016, it was a warm 79 degrees today. As we go back to 1938, a low of 19 is what we had. As we come across and take a look at our highs for today, 54 in Meridian, cooler in Philadelphia, not much, 53 there. As we'll see 52 in Columbus and 49 there at the state line, the highest that they'll get there around Iuka, Mississippi, all the way back over to South Haven. We'll see 59 in Natchez and it's pretty much the same there in Gulfport with a high of 59 today. Tonight's low down to only 33. It should stay above the freezing mark. We'll see that all the way up to Columbus, Mississippi. Then by Tupelo, we start seeing freezing temperatures at 32, and Iuka should see somewhere around 31. We'll see 40 on the Gulf Coast tonight for a low. Our highs for today in Alabama include 54 in Demopolis, 50 in Birmingham. We'll see that in Anniston, Alabama as well. As we look across, we're normal in the Meridian area, but cooler in North Mississippi. You see that warmer on the coast as we see that it's not bad even in Texas at this point. Well, that wind gets to whipping out there with no trees. West Texas. As we look at this now, be fair warned. Greg told you about this a couple days ago. A couple days next week, highs will only reach the 40s. Oh yeah, wintertime is coming next week. As we'll see 53 today, 33 tonight, 58 tomorrow for Saturday. But we've got rain on Sunday, a 70% chance of that wet stuff with a high of 56 down to 35 that night. Monday and Tuesday, you're not getting above 49 is what they're forecasting. Burr. Nighttime lows of 38 on Monday night, but Tuesday, get this now. Did they mention rain earlier in that day? A 40% chance and a low of 29 that night? Oh boy. Pay attention to that. Should anything develop out of that, we'll let you know. We've got 54 for Wednesday, 58 on Thursday, and as we go all the way through December the 12th, we'll stay pretty much in the 50s all the way through about the 11th or 12th when we'll start moving above that 60-degree mark there. Showers still in the forecast is what they've got so far. Let's talk about fishing this morning. If you're headed out, you might want to bring your mittens with you. Several other Carhartt items to keep yourself warm. Your best fishing will go to about 7:20 this morning. You've got another chance at dark 30. It's not real good there. Another time there right before lunch. Let's call it 11:40 until 1:40 today to fish. Sunrise happened at 6:35. Now let's talk about hunting times. It's still an average day is what we've got today. The northeast wind is going to be somewhere around 5 miles an hour. Major times to hunt today began at 5 and it'll run through 7:08 a.m. So you might have one walking by you in a few minutes if you're watching from a deer stand there. This afternoon it'll be dark 30, but they start roaming a few minutes early. Not bad. And you've got a chance from 12:07 to 1:07 this afternoon for afternoon minor hunt. Sunrise 6:35. Sunset moves in at 4:49. The days are getting shorter, y'all. Whew. Let's go back to live radar to take a look at what we've got this morning, what's going on. Let's go back over here, what I've got. As we pull it up, go to Doc's radar. Here's what we have this morning. We're not really showing anything in the state of Mississippi. We had a little bit of fog earlier. That's faded away. A little bit of fog over near Sherman, Texas, moving into Oklahoma. And a little bit to the southeast of Birmingham. Here's Alexandria City. We'll call that, well, I've never heard of that town. We'll just leave it at that. I couldn't pronounce it if I had to. Sala something.
Silicaca?
Is that it? Look at that name. Is that what that is, Greg?
You see that, fella?
Sala something like that.
Silicaca.
You've been there?
Yeah.
What could be there that you go after a car?
Around Talladega.
Oh, it is? Okay. That's my first time to ever see this. It is 29 there as well with a little bit of fog as we look across. There's always a name of a town somewhere. As we glance across this, nothing happened in the Gulf of America. It looks absolutely great there. Look at that. You have to get up into Pittsburgh to get into some snow this morning. A little bit there in West Virginia as we look at this. And I saw some pictures last night of Cincinnati that had a little bit of snow blocking the roadways that as it come through headed toward West Virginia, toward Charleston there. My, oh my. Good morning, Clara. It's so good to see you as well. Again, special guest this morning, Michael Ted Evans has made his way in.
From New York City.
From New York City, all the way back. He's going to tell us about his big trip. So many details coming up with that. And a lot more. Greg's in the house. Odie is in. He's wearing black today for Black Friday, I take it.
That's it.
That's it, Black Friday. We've got so much to talk about. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back in a minute as we'll get this morning show underway, kicking off at 7 here at the Scotty Ray Report.